Mid-Michigan chapter, Executive Director Judy Harris. Hi, Judy.
Hi.
Happy National Red Cross Month.
Thank you. We're very excited about that.
Yeah, it is. It's this month, and we're seeing there's not a month that goes by that we don't hear about the Red Cross because the services you provide and the needs are always there.
Yeah, we've had a crazy year. Lots of disasters around the country and even here in Michigan. So we've been very busy.
And Red Cross Month it's more about the people. You want to recognize, I think, in particular, volunteers.
Yeah, we have amazing volunteers. Some of them who've responded to house fires right here in Jackson. We had 42 last year. We had 178 in all of mid-Michigan. So they've been very, very busy, and they just keep doing it. They get up in the middle of the night and go out there in the middle of February, whenever the call comes, and they go and respond and make sure people are taken care of.
And you consider them heroes.
Well, I do, yeah. They impress me all the time.
We've got, of course, disasters like we're seeing right now. There are tornadoes, damaging winds and rain, the fires out west, down.
Floods in Kentucky. We just sent several people down to Kentucky for the floods. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And
even here in our own towns, when there's a fire, they come out for a lot of things.
Yeah, we come out for, any big emergency like that, we'll come out and make sure people are taken care of.
You actually are a volunteer as well because you've been on missions. Let's talk about first your trip to, where'd you go?
So first I went to Mississippi.
Okay.
So that was in 2023. And then last November, I went to Tampa, Florida after Hurricane Milton.
Oh my gosh. So here we have a photo. Are you delivering meals?
Yes, I was delivering meals, and that was in Mississippi. So yeah, that's what we do. So I learned how to drive the IRV, that's our emergency response vehicle, so that I could be delivering meals to people. And that was a crazy tornado that struck Rolling Fork, Mississippi, destroyed the entire town. And we were there for a long time. The Red Cross was there for a long time, because when the whole town goes away, there's no place to put people, even temporarily, while they're rebuilding. So they had to go about an hour north to a town called Greenville, and they were staying in various places, and we were moving food to them. And it was very challenging, but so meaningful and rewarding. And the people were so grateful. They loved to see us.
It seems like volunteers are going to be experiencing a lot of the same hardships that the residents, the displaced residents are, because you can't stay. I mean, what do you do? The restaurants and hotels, nothing's there.
Yeah, it's really hard in the beginning. As when you first go down there and everything's closed out, people are staying in staff shelters, and right now a friend of mine is she's in Kentucky as a volunteer there. She's the executive director for East Central Bay chapter, and they're in these weird kind of trailers where you just get a bunk. that was similar to what I was in Tampa. So yeah, it's challenging because the bathrooms are another trailer away. So in the middle of the night you have to take a little stroll.
Just like in the old days, the outhouse,
exactly.
The out trailer.
Yeah.
And then in Tampa it was the hurricane.
Hurricane Milton, and I was doing the same thing. I was delivering food to shelters from the feeding places. It was really hard because it was right before Thanksgiving. And so people were in these shelters and they'd been staying there a while. By the time I got there, it had been about 6 weeks, and they were still there because when everything's gone, there's no place to put people. But we have these amazing volunteers. There's a special position called Shelter Resident Transition Team. And these folks, they come to these towns and they're able to move people out of the shelters and into permanent housing. And they don't even come from these areas. So they have to build these relationships with landlords, and they have to help people. Sometimes people, they end up in these situations. They might have bad credit, they might have a bad rental history, and we still have to work with people and find them a place to stay. And there was one particular family, it was a little girl, and she kept asking if she could have a place to be for Thanksgiving. And they got them into a place right before Thanksgiving, and it was really wonderful.
for volunteers. It's got to be really rewarding to impact just one person like that.
Yeah, exactly. Especially the kids, you know, when you see these kids in these positions.
So we have all these resources that respond in disaster. We think of FEMA as being the leader when something happens, but you work pretty much hand in hand with FEMA.
With FEMA and all of our other partners who are there. Everybody does a little bit different, and you know, we have a control system that makes sure that we're not overlapping or doing different things.
All right. Well, thanks for volunteering. Thanks for serving. And thanks to all the everyday heroes of the Red Cross who respond in times of need. We can be everyday heroes every day when there's a blood drive.
Yes. Yes, and we have lots of blood drives coming up. There's a blood drive here in Jackson tomorrow at the Ella Sharp Museum. And right now we have a special promotion for Red Cross Month. We're going to be testing people's A1C for them. And this is just because we care about people's health. It's something we're trying out. And so when people come in to do either platelets or blood or plasma, we will automatically test their A1C and send them a notice, usually within 1 or 2 weeks of the results of that, and let them know if they need to, you know, do more, go see their doctor and get a further diagnosis on that.
Yes, that's a screening for diabetes, right?
Yes.
So does that, if you have a high AIC number, does that prevent you from being a blood donor?
No. It's just an indicator so that somebody can go and seek more help.
So you're doing it just as a public service?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
And it's pretty prevalent disease. 1 in 10 Americans have numbers that would indicate a diabetes.
Yeah, and it's very tragic. And so we want to make sure that people, you know, are getting the care that they need and know what's going on within their bodies.
Nice. And with Red Cross Month, we have a Red Cross Day too, don't we?
Well, we have the Red Cross Giving Day, which is March 26th. So all of the work that we do, the financial assistance that we get, it all comes from individuals and corporations. We don't get a lot of federal money, for example, for disaster relief.
Well, not anymore.
Well, we never really did, because the Red Cross likes to be independent. And so we don't do a lot of government grants. We do for our armed services, our services to the armed forces, but not for disaster relief. So it's up to everybody to help out and make sure that there's funding available for these kinds of emergencies.
And if someone wants to contribute to the Red Cross to support a specific region or disaster, they can do that too, can't they?
They can, yes. And so it's right on that. When you go to redcross.org to donate, you can indicate where you want it to go. It's really good if it goes straight to Red Cross Disaster Relief, if that's what you want to do.
Serve anything as you see fit.
Exactly, yeah.
You also help us become lifesavers. You do the lifeguard training too, don't you?
We do lifeguard training, we do CPR and AED first aid training. The aquatics training is really important, especially, it's hard to imagine, but pools are going to be opening up soon and people are going to be swimming, so it's good to have people who can jump in and save somebody in case of emergency.
Skills everyone should have.
Yeah, our goal is that at least one person in every household is trained in CPR and first aid.
Well, we appreciate all that the Red Cross does, staff and volunteers. Happy Red Cross Month.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming down.
Yeah, anytime.
From the Red Cross Mid-Michigan Chapter, Executive Director Judy Harris.